Chapter 4. Harmony, the key. While every person can send to and receive mental messages from almost every other person, yet nature has imposed a wise restriction so that every message sent out cannot be taken up by all humanity without the sanction of the sender. A message can be sent out so as to reach only a certain person, or it can be sent out so that it may be taken up by a greater number of people. I will explain the law that makes this possible. The mental organization of every person is tuned naturally to a certain tone or pitch. This tone may, however, be raised or lowered by choice, and also when brought under the strong influence of mentalism. While the mental organizations of different people usually have different tones, yet there are many people in the world of exactly the same tone, and they all vibrate in unison. So when one sends forth a message, it is taken up by all who are of the same tone, but it will have no effect upon others. To more clearly demonstrate my meaning, I shall use an illustration that is quite appropriate for the purpose, for it is a mechanical demonstration of a mental reality. All tuners of musical instruments use what is called a tuning fork, which, when made to vibrate, gives forth a certain tone or pitch. In tuning an instrument, one string is placed under a stretching tension until it vibrates in unison with the tuning fork. The other strings are then tuned to harmonize. Now, if a number of people will each hold tuning forks that are tuned to the same tone or pitch, and one of these forks shall be made to vibrate, all the others will respond and vibrate without being touched. Should any of these forks be tuned to a different pitch, they will not respond and will not be in the least affected by the vibrations of the others. This test proves conclusively the law of tone vibration. Another interesting and convincing experiment is produced by singing a note, say middle C, into a piano. At once, the middle C string will respond and vibrate in symphony, while the other strings will not be affected. As a means of testing the strength of the vibrations made in the air, by the striking of a tone on the piano, a hat may be held in the hands with the opening towards the piano. While standing from 4 to 6 feet away, have someone strike a high note and then a low note. The difference in the force of the vibration as they strike the hat will be very pronounced. This experiment can also be tried near an orchestra or a band when the musicians are playing. The tuning of a string is nothing more than the producing of a specific tension, so that when it is affected by the touch or other means, it will give forth a given number of vibrations in seconds. The vibration of middle C in a piano is 256 per second. The lowest tone perceived by human ear is 24 vibrations per second, and the highest is 32,768. If the mental organization of a certain person was tuned to, say, middle C, his thought vibration would influence every person they came in contact with who is tuned to the same tone. The number of persons reached would, of course, be determined by the distance the vibrations traveled, and the distance would depend upon the strength of the will that dispatched them. It is by this same law that a wireless message is directed and attracted to its respective station. Each telegraph instrument is tuned to an individual tone, but this tone can be changed as there is need for it. When a message is to be sent from one station to another, the operator ascertains the tone of the instrument at the station to which he wishes to send the message, and then tunes his dispatching instrument to the same tone. The message is then sent, and while it goes to all parts of the world, it is only recognized and taken up by the one receiver. If all the receivers were of the same tone, each would get the same message almost instantaneously. For light, electricity, and thought waves travel on the ether at the rate of 186,000 miles per second. The mental organization of a person is tuned by the character of his thoughts and the tension or strength of his will. It is always in tune with some people and in harmony with many others, but those people may not always be those he should be in tune or harmony with for his best good. This mental relationship is more often due to chance than to a command from the will, and its continuance is usually the result of not understanding the law of mentalism. The information or thoughts he gains from this relationship may do him more harm than good, for this destiny would thus be shaped by it and not by himself. The secret of success lies in knowing how to obtain from others the information desired, the knowledge that will be of the most benefit, and at the same time not permitting oneself to be influenced by the thoughts and designs of those who influence would be detrimental. To place oneself in harmony with another, or with a number of people is not all that difficult, but to raise or lower the mental tone until it is exactly the same vibration as that of another person will require more time and considerable self-study. It must first be understood that every subject or line of thought has its own tone of vibration. That is, love has one tone and hate the opposite tone. If one sends out thought vibrations of hate, they will reach and affect those who are capable of a similar passion. These thoughts will attract feelings of hate from all those people, and their multiplied thoughts will come back to the sender and injure him. If vibrations of love are sent out, love will, in the same way, come back to help him. When one needs help to aid in business or in the carrying out of some important plan, as in perfecting an invention, etc., he must concentrate and think of the purpose or object, analyze it, and by the power of his will project those thoughts to someone or to all who have knowledge along the line of his desire. Unless these people are at the time controlled by a stronger mentalism from another source, they will unconsciously allow the knowledge they possess to be used. We are in symphony and in harmony with all who are interested in the same subject. We cannot reach people who have no knowledge along the line of thought we may have under consideration, though we can reach them by taking up a subject in which they are interested. To be in harmony with others is very important, but to have our mental organization tuned to the same tone or vibrations as that of some great mind is an accomplishment that one can afford to work hard to attain. We are in constant communication with those of the same tone and respond to each other as one tuning fork vibrates in unison with another. We find the most perfect illustration of this in the case of true friendship or pure affection. Happiness and harmony will always exist where two minds are tuned in unity. It is through concentration and thinking that our lives change to the tone of those who are able to feel and understand us. While writing this book, I am in continuous concentration and simply write down the thoughts that come to me. From who or from how many persons they come, I cannot say. It was while concentrating that the law of mentalism was revealed to me. It came with the suddenness of a flash of lightning, and then the name of the science appeared in my brain as though formed in letters of fire. That I have been compelled to write proves to me that there is a great mental force back of the knowledge I have acquired. I have been taught to comprehend the law that through me it might be given to the world. Some people claim that I am writing under inspiration. I am. It is the inspiration from the combined thoughts of several minds that are of the same tone as mine. Intelligence is the property of no man. It is ours to use, but we cannot monopolize it or keep it. Every man may use as much of it as he desires and works for, but he must pass it on for others to use. Thou hast made him a little lower than thyself, and hast crowned him with glory and honor. Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet. Psalmist.